In this video, we're going to talk about the companies function. What the companies function does is it returns basic information about one specific or all available companies in the Trade Defender database. When I say basic information, I mean information like the company's ticker, the name, the currency that it uses, identifiers that the SEC uses, the industry code, where they're incorporated, things like that. So we'll start by clicking on a cell and type in equal sign, and then companies, which is the name of the function. After that, we'll enter our app key, just the same as we do for all Trade Defender functions. You can see mine is in cell C2. Now, that could be it. If we type a close parentheses and hit enter, it will return all of the information for all of the companies in the Trade Defender database. Since that request takes a little bit of time because there are over 12,000 companies, we'll move on and just look at one company this time. So our next parameter is our ticker name. So here I'll type Apple. Next, we have order by. Now, if we were to request multiple companies by only leaving the app key parameter, this would allow us to order the data in either an ascending or descending format based on the company's name. So if we wanted it to be ascending, we'd type ASC. If we would want it to be descending, we'd type DESC. And by default, it's ASC if you were to leave it blank. Since we're only requesting one company, it doesn't really matter, and we'll just leave it blank anyway. After that, we have columns. Here you can specify what columns you'd like returned if you don't want all of the columns to be returned. If you'd like all of the columns to be returned, you can just skip that. But here we'll specify a few. So we start by typing a double quote and then the name of some columns. So ticker, then I'll do exchange. So that's the exchange that this company is traded on primarily. And then the SIC code, or the company's industry code. And remember, we separate columns with commas and we wrap the entire thing in double quotes. Our next parameter is values only. And what values only does is it allows you to specify whether or not you would or would not like column headers returned in your data. By default, this is 0, and all of the column headers are returned. If you wanted the column headers to be removed, you type a 1. We'll leave it at 0 here. And then last, we have transform, and this allows you to specify whether you'd like the data returned vertically or horizontally. By default, the data is returned vertically, or 0. If we'd want it to be returned horizontally, we'd type a 1. We'll start with 0. Then we type close parentheses and hit enter. And you can see for Apple, the ticker, the exchange, and the SIC code were returned. Now, say we wanted that to be returned horizontally. Change that to a 1. And you can see that is now in a horizontal format. Now, if I were to remove all of the columns and just leave that blank, all of the columns would be returned. You see, now we have the address, the phone number, the investor relations contact, the auditor's opinion, the number of employees, things like that. And again, if we were to go here and change the transform parameter to a 0, the data would be returned vertically. Thank you. If you have any other questions about this function or other functions, please visit tradedefender.com/docs.